Hugo Loetscher. December 22, 1929 – August 18, 2009. Was a Swiss writer and essayist. Life. Loetscher was born in Zurich and grew up there. He studied philosophy, sociology and literature at the University of Zurich and the Sorbonne. At Zurich in 1956 he obtained a doctorate with a work called Die politische Philosophie in Frankreich nach 1945. Political philosophy in France after 1945. Afterwards, he was literature reviewer for the newspaper Neue Zürcher Zeitung and the magazine Weltwoche. From 1958 to 1962 he was a member of the editorial department of the monthly cultural magazine Du, and founded the literary supplement Das Wort. From 1964 until 1969 he was feuilleton editor and member of the editorial board of the Weltwoche. He next became a freelance writer. In the 1960s, Loetscher worked as a reporter in Latin America, with his primary focuses being Cuba and Brazil. Later, he also traveled through Southeast Asia. He was writer-in-residence in 1979–80 at the University of Southern California in Los Angeles. In 1981–82 he was the first holder of the Swiss chair at the City University of New York. He was guest lecturer at several universities, e.g. in 1988 at the University of Munich, in 1999 at the Universidad de Porto, and 2008 at the Shanghai International Studies University and the University of California at Berkeley. Loetscher died aged 79 in Zurich. Performances. Hugo Loetscher's works were often based on his traveling experiences. He has been called the most cosmopolitan Swiss writer. His experiences are reflected in reports such as Zen Jure Fidel Castro, 1969, and narrative works such as Wunderwelt, Eine brasilianische Begegnung, 1979, and Herbst in der großen Orange. Loetscher's most famous works are Der Immune, 1975, and Die Papiere des Immunen, 1986, in which he experimented with several literary genres. This variety of genres also reflects itself in other works. Fables in Die Fliege und die Suppe, 1989, short stories in Der Buckel, 2002, columns in Der Waschküchenschlüssel und andere Helvetica, 1983, poetry in Es war einmal die Welt, 2004. In 2003, he published Lessenstückletten, a collection of essays on Swiss literature, in which he questioned the traditional image of Switzerland as an alpine nation. His literary estate is archived in the Swiss Literary Archives in Bern. Loetscher also had strong interest in visual arts, particularly painting and photography. He was a close friend of the Swiss painter Wahlen. Willy Guggenheim. Wahlen painted Loetscher, and in 1969, Loetscher edited the first book about Wahlen's life and work. As president of the Foundation of Swiss Photography, Loetscher was co-editor of the first History of Swiss Photography, Photography in der Schweiz von 1840 bis heute, 1974. Loetscher was a member of the Swiss Writers' Association, Schweizerischer Schriftstellerverband, whose president he was from 1986 to 1989. He is also corresponding member of the Deutsche Akademie für Sprache und Dichtung in Darmstadt. The Dürrenmatt affair. Hugo Loetscher was a good friend of the Swiss playwright Friedrich Dürrenmatt. After Friedrich Dürrenmatt's death, legal action was taken against Loetscher by Dürrenmatt's widow Charlotte Kerr, which was to be later dismissed. The lawsuit treason. Loetscher wrote a report about Dürrenmatt's abdication in Lessenstückletten, which Kerr claimed violated her personal rights. She also criticized details like the folded hands of the laid-out corpse or a Stephen King book on Dürrenmatt's bedside table. The description of the funeral had hurt her dignity. She stated that Loetscher was mistaken. Dürrenmatt had been atheist. He wouldn't have folded his hands. Loetscher explained that there had been a drawing that showed Dürrenmatt with hands folded. Kerr supposedly had asked for it and burnt it. He emphasized that he had been a friend of Dürrenmatt for many years. The judges dismissed the case, exonerating Loetscher. Awards and honors. 1964 Charles Vallon Prize. 1966 Konrad Ferdinand Meyer Prize. 1972 Literature Prize of the City of Zurich. 1985 Schiller Prize of the Canton Bank of Zurich. 1992 Big Schiller Prize of the Swiss Schiller Foundation. 1994 Cruzeiro do Sul for his merits for Brazilian culture. Works. Abwasser. Zurich 1963. Die Kranzflechterin. Zurich 1964. Noah. Zurich 1967. Zen Giraffe del Castro. Zurich 1969. Der Immune. Darmstadt U.A. 1975. Le Déserteur Engagé. Translated into French by Monique Thiollet. Editions Belfond. Paris. 1989. Also 2006 in the book series Schweizer Bibliothek. Die Entdeckung der Schweiz und Anders. Zurich 1976. Kulturalitäten. Bern 1976. Corresponding with Alice Wallenweider. Wunderwelt. Darmstadt U.A. 1979. Herbst in der großen Orange. Zurich 1982. How many languages does man need? New York 1982. Der Waschküchenschlüssel und andere Helvetica. Zurich 1983. Das Hugo Loetscher Lesbuch. Zurich 1984. Die Papiere des Immunen. Zurich 1986. Vom Zahlen. Zurich 1988. Die Fliege und die Suppe und 33 andere Tiere in 33 anderen Situationen. Zurich 1989. Der Predigent Hahn. Zurich 1992. Saison. Zurich 1995. Die Organ des Mandarin. Zurich 1999. As Tischort und Plütchens. Zurich 2000. Dirksbild zur Welt gekommen. Zurich 2001. Der Buckel. Zurich 2002. Lessenstadt Kletten. Zurich 2003. Es war einmal die Welt. Zurich 2004. War mein Zeit. Zurich 2009. Publications as a publisher. Manuel Gasser. Weltvororgan. Frankfurt am Main 1964. Antonio Vieira. Die Predigt des Heiligen Antonius und I. Fischer. Zurich 1966. Wahlen. Zurich 1969. Zurich. Aspekte 1 Kantons. Zurich 1972. Photography in der Schweiz von 1840 bis heute. Teufen 1974. Kompel. Bern 1992. Adrian Turrell. Bilanz einer Erfolglosen Lebens. Frauenfeld 1976. Hans Volk. Circus zum Thema. Zurich 1981. Translations. Le Corbusier. Von der Poesie des Bauens. Zurich 1957. Ayque Die Skonen sind noch nicht geboren. Alton U.A. 1971. Walter Sorrell. Europa Kleiner Rees. München 1972. With Franz Z. Kuttel. José Guadalupe Posada. Zurich 1979. Literature. Romis Abalius. Die Romain Hugo Loetscher im Spannungsfeld von Fremd und Vertrautheit. New York U.A. Lang 1995. Studies in Modern German Literature. 72. ISBN 0-8204-26709. Jeroen de Wolf. Hugo Loetscher und die Portugiesische Sprachige Welt. Bern U.A. Lang 1999. Europäische Hochschulschriften. Reihe 1. Deutsche Sprache und Literatur. 1734. ISBN 3-906763-781. Jeroen de Wolf. In Einrichtungen gehen. Reden und Aufsätze über Hugo Loetscher. Zurich. Diogenes 2005. ISBN 3-257-06466-7. Jeroen de Wolf. Brazilian MIT Brücken. Schweizer unter dem Kreuz des Südens. Zurich. NZZ Verlag 2007. ISBN 978-3-03823-349-7. Literary estate of Hugo Loetscher in the archive database Helvetic Archives of the Swiss National Library. Publications by and about Hugo Loetscher in the catalogue Helveticat of the Swiss National Library. http www. Lesson. Ch. Autor. CFM. ID equals 52 chains. Hugo Loetscher in German, French and Italian in the online Historical Dictionary of Switzerland. Hugo Loetscher in the German National Library Catalogue. http. Crazy Biswadip. Blogspot.com. 2007 Tense. Power Balance for Peace. HTML Interviewer Biswadip Mitra. http. Scholarship.org UC. Item 5Z03G0T4 Hugo Loetscher. In Memoriam.